In this chapter, we will focus on commissioning the wireless and wired panels to the group we created earlier. In my scenario, I will be using the node multi-sensor 5640 in group 8.1. We are already connected to our installation, and we will be searching for our group. I will tap on the groups. Let's tap on the group 8.1. We are shown the current setting tab where we can see these default timeouts and levels. I won't focus on these topics as they were discussed in the previous video. Let's click on the Devices tab. In this tab, we can see all the connected nodes in this group. I have only one node in this group. Please ensure that before creating the wall panel, you have all nodes in the group. Let's click on the plus sign at the bottom. We have an option to add a missing node that we may have initially missed or a wall panel. I will click the wall panel option. The wall panel is added by holding it to the back of your phone. In this scenario, we are using NFC technology, so please make sure your device has it enabled. Once the panel has been read, the default configuration will be shown. Let's modify the on function, for example. I will click on the on symbol. The menu will show our settings for the current button. In this scenario, the light on function is used. We can change this by tapping the drop-down menu if needed. I won't be changing this setting, as my requirements are for the on and off functions to be triggered by button press, but I need to change the scene configuration setting. Let's choose the right first scene 1 button. In this menu, we can view the configuration settings for scene 1. By clicking the scene, we can select the scene we will configure for this button press. I will keep scene 1 selected and click OK. In the next step, we can also configure individual light levels if this is required for this scene. We can toggle the individual level configuration. This will show all devices connected to this node's multi-sensor, and we can adjust the individual light levels by scrolling down and changing them accordingly. We finish this configuration by pressing the tick icon. We're back on the button page, and I will finish the configuration by pressing the tick icon. This will save the configuration, and the luminaire will confirm this action by flashing. The configured panel will now be shown in the device page. For further adjustment, we can just click the wireless panel. We don't need to tap the panel to our phone anymore. Let's discuss the wired panel connected to the DALI line for this node multi-sensor. I will tap on the node. I will select the Device tab. In the Device tab, I can see one input connected to the DALI line. In this scenario, we have 146W connected to the DALI with an additional 5 loads. I will tap on the connected panel. A miniature of the connected panel will appear, and I will select the first left button. The default configuration would be shown on the screen. The button is configured to bring the lights on in the occupied scene. We can also adjust the exit delay, fade time, and long press. I will tap the function lights on, as I would like to use the individual scene on this button instead of the default. In the following menu, I will select the scene recall. The button configuration has now changed to recall scene 1, and by tapping the scene setup button, I can also check or adjust the configuration for the selected scene. This will show a default scene setup for scene 1 if the scene hasn't been adjusted before. I will now select my first 2 luminaire, and I want to change them to 25%. I will now choose the intensity 25%. I will click the save button to confirm. I will click the arrow back. My scene 1 is now set up. So I can click the save button, but before I do so, let's discuss these 2 additional options. Internal target button controls only devices attached to the panel, master, node advanced, node multi-sensor. Group target button controls all devices in the selected group if they are in the range of the control area, 30 meters radius around the panel, master, node advanced, node multi-sensor. I will now proceed with the save button, as I'm only targeting devices attached to this node. We can then continue with adjusting another button's function or finish our configuration by clicking the back arrow in the top left corner